Hello everybody, I'm ellbristow, this is Ellitopia Gaming, and welcome to another First Play episode. This time we are taking a look at Big Pharma by Twice Circled. However, on this occasion, calling this a First Play episode is a bit of a misnomer, because this isn't the first time I've played this game. This is the first time I've played this game and recorded it for YouTube, but I've been following this game for quite some time. I am quite familiar with the idea of this game, how the game works, what you have to do, etc, etc. So this game is not coming to me as a completely fresh game that I've never played or seen before, unlike how I normally do my first plays. So what I've done on this occasion is I've already played through the tutorial, so you guys don't have to watch me playing through the tutorial, and I've also played through the first few levels after the tutorial, but we are going to have a look at the first level just so that you guys can get an idea of what this game is like and the kind of things that you'll be doing while you're playing. So we are going to go, we've done the tutorial, we're going to go for the first level in the beginner stage. The higher stage that you go, obviously the more challenging it gets, the more features get unlocked to you. You get more of the tech tree unlocked, you get various different other things available to you. So in the beginner stage we have a very basic research tree and cure trees and things like that. We're going to keep it simple for this video. And we're going to start with bottom line, the first mission. We've got to give our company a name. Let's call ourselves Pharma, something like that. You can pick your person, your CEO of your pharmaceutical company, but it doesn't really make any difference. So you can just pick anybody you like. Pause the game straight away, so that we can get the lie of the land, see what's going on. This is our starting factory. Well, this is our starting factory. This is the factory that we can expand into if we so wish. Obviously, the idea of this game, the idea of this factory, is to make drugs, pharmaceutical medication, and sell it to make profit, to meet certain targets, meet certain goals, etc, etc. On this particular level, our objective is to earn a total revenue of $1 million, and we are expected to do that before the 1st of January 2025, starting in the 1st of January 2015. Now, if we can do that within that 10 years, we get rank of standard, within 8 years we get expert, within 5 years we get master. So the quicker you actually complete the objective, the better rank you get on the completion, kind of like a star rating like you get with some of the apps that you get on iPad and things like that. So the idea of the game is that you buy in ingredients, process them, and then turn them into a drug that you can sell. So let's have a look at the ingredients that we start with. This game is very much procedurally generated, very much randomized. So the layout of the factory that you just saw, that was procedurally generated and randomized. The selection of drugs that you have available to you is randomized and procedurally generated. So we have multicolored Furvilli ore and bitter Fortis ore. And what each of these do, they each have a cure, which is the green one, and a side effect. This one has a cure and a side effect. So the cure, it treats diabetes, and with the side effect of causing pins and needles. This one, the cure is painkiller, and the side effect is induces nightmares. Okay. The little white tab, or the lighter tab that you see, is the current concentration. This has a concentration of 6, this has a concentration of 13, and the concentration level decides whether the cure or the side effect is currently active. So at the moment this side effect is active because it's in this red band between a concentration of 3 and 14. In this one, it's not active yet because it needs to be between 1 and 5 for this to be active. So what you're kind of aiming to do is to activate the cure without activating the side effect. Not that you can't sell a drug without a side effect. You can sell a drug without a side effect, but obviously if you can sell it without a side effect, sorry, you can sell it with a side effect. If you can sell it without a side effect, then it's going to be more effective and it's going to be more popular and probably more valuable. There are some caveats to that which we might come across as we play through. but we shall see. So we need to decide what we are going to start off with. And looking at these, the painkiller is going to be the easiest one to make active and avoid the side effects. And it's actually worth slightly more. This is its value. It's got a value of $112 per tablet or pot of cream or whatever, per I don't know, per unit of exported cure. So I think we're going to start with this one. We need to reduce the concentration down by 2, because reducing it by 1 will activate this painkiller cure, but the side effect will still be active. So if we reduce it by 2, that will make the side effect inactive, but the cure will still be active. So hopefully that kind of gives you an idea of what the factory process is all about. Before we do that, we are going to have a look at unlocking further ingredients that we can have a look at. And that's what this is all about. You send out explorers. When you start off, we can only explore the forest. Later on, you can unlock the technology to explore the deserts. But this takes, I mean, this is one, you send 1 explorer, 2 explorers, 3 explorers, 4 explorers, and they will find you new ingredients in these various different locations from these bugs or plants or whatever that are found in those locations. An explorer will cost you $50 a day, whether he's exploring or not, and it can take quite a long time for them to find anything on their expeditions. So at the very beginning of the game, it sometimes pays not to send out an explorer yet. But we're starting with $50,000, so I'm going to hire one and I'm going to send him out. It means we'll be making a loss for the first few months, maybe. So he cost me $5,000 to hire, and he's going to cost me $50 a day to explore. Likewise, on the research side of things, this is the research tree, and these are the technologies, the machines, etc. that we have currently unlocked. We have a dissolver, an evaporator, a pill printer, and basic exploration. Basic exploration basically means that we can explore the jungle. Evaporator will increase concentration by 1, a dissolver will decrease concentration by 1, and a pill printer will turn whatever you put into it into a pill. That is all we have access to at the moment. Our scientists, however, can research up and down on this tree to unlock new things. So, for example, an ionizer will decrease concentration by 3, and an agglomerator will increase concentration by 3. So they're very handy. Although they are expensive and expensive to run, they do save a lot of space, and space can come at a premium in this game. So I've hired a scientist. He's going to cost me $30 a day, and he cost me $3,000 to hire. Which way do we want to go? I've got a feeling we want to go, let's just check the ingredients again. The ones we've got so far, if we can reduce this down to here, we will have a cure with no side effects. And this has got a whole band here that we can work with. Let's have a look at the upgrades. We'll come to upgrades in a moment, but that's 7 to 10, that's 10 to 12. So that would need to be pushed right back up. 6 up to 10. Right, I'm going to go for the ionizer on this occasion, because I think that's going to give us the best chance with the ingredients that we've started with. Obviously, you know, this is the first level, but there are still difficult decisions to make because everything is procedurally generated, everything is random. So what I did last time I played through it won't apply necessarily here, because we'll have to employ certain different strategies. Okay, so we've got some research going, we've got some ingredients being explored. So now it's time for us to actually make some medication. We are going to import the bitter fortis ore, which is going to come in through this port here. These are import and export ports. You can import through them or export through them, not both at the same time. We're going to import through here and export through one of these. Now we need to, let's have a look, we need to reduce the concentration by 2. So we need to use 2 dissolvers. I probably should have done that over there actually. Yeah, let's cancel that. Hang on, let's stop that. And we'll actually do it through this one instead. There we go. And this is why you do these things while you're paused, so that you can plan things properly. Right, so if we put 2 of these next to each other, and a conveyor belt, oops, between them. That will reduce the concentration by 1. That will reduce it by another 1. And then we can get a pill printer. Now we could just have one pill printer. Oops, wrong way around. We could just have one pill printer and export straight from that. But there is a reason why you don't do that. These every time something moves along a conveyor belt, that is 1 day, as you'll see. The date's down in the corner here. So 1 day for every time the conveyor belt moves. These machines have a process time. Now these ones have a process time of 1, which is 1 day, which means something goes into it, the following day it comes out the other end. So there's no delay there. The pill printer, however, has a process time of 2. So something goes in, it stays in there for a day, and then it comes out. So we're going to have 2 pill printers so that we don't get a backlog here. I'm pointing to my screen with my hand. It's down there somewhere, or maybe up there, depends where I put my face on the video. These here, we won't get a backlog here because every pill coming out of here will go into the pill printer. So let's hit play. We see our ingredients coming in. They go into the dissolver and reduce by 1 concentration and come out the other side in a little chemist flask thingy. Then they go in again, reduces by 1, and you see the side effect is deactivated. They then come out of here, they go into the pill printer, and they come out the other side as a pill. There we go. You'll notice that each time anything goes through one of these machines, there is a cost involved. And if we have a look at this, we can see the processing cost, the total processing. Hang on, it's going to ask me to name it. Let's just name it. This is a painkiller. This is where you find out that I am able to put ELL on the end of virtually anything, being the beginning of Ellitopia, and it sounds like a valid drug. I'm going to go for paracetamol. There we go, and we are now going to sell. There we go, paracetamol for $79. Oh, $132. There we go. The first one, for some reason, always sells really cheap, and then it goes to a full price. So the combined value, the value of the painkiller cure, as you can see here, is $112. The pill printer adds $20 to that. So that makes the value of this pill $132. The cost of the material, the import, was $35. That says $34 there, doesn't it? Let's have a look at the ingredients. Hang on. What did it say? It says 34. That's strange. I don't know why it's saying 35. The processing cost is 40. 10 for that, 10 for that, and 20 for it going through the pill printer. Obviously, we've got 2 pill printers, but we're processing 2 things at the same time. So the cost is still only the cost of 1. So the profit per each pill that we're selling is $57. And actually, that's not a bad start. However, when we come to here, it's changed, because our cure rating has increased the value of the pill. So it's given it an extra 5%. Now that means that we've produced a particularly good painkiller, and the more people that use it, the more people get cured without side effects, and depending on the the potency of the cure, or how effectively it relieved that pain, we get a cure rating, and that can slowly go up all the way to A, or it can go all the way down to F, and that will affect the value that you can recover. So we're now making a profit of $65 for every pill that we print. I'm just going to pause it because we are losing money. $65 per pill. We're exporting 1 a day. Our Explorer is $50 a day. Our Scientist is $30 a day. So you can see that we're not going to be making a profit at this point. So there are a few things we can do to combat this. One of them is to buy some more land, and that is going to be our first port of call. We are going to spend $2,000 to buy a factory expansion. Now we have a spare port over here. We have 3 ports here. It's a kind of a long way to do that, but we could actually use that. But all I'm going to do at this stage is repeat this so that we are producing twice as much. We have very little competition at the moment, so you know, why not? So that was painkiller, wasn't it? So no, not upgrade, import. We're going to import the painkiller. We are going to build 2 dissolvers like we did last time. Now obviously the layout's going to be slightly different on this occasion because, well, it's a different part of the factory. We need to make sure we don't build ourselves into a corner, so let's go like this, and then we'll have the 2 pill printers like this, and we'll do something like that. So let's hit play and we should see everything coming in, and we know that that's going to work because we've done it there and I know what I'm doing. So we're now going to make 2 lots of those pills every day, and that's going to make us some more money. Sold per month is 30. That can go up to 60 because there's 30 days in a month according to this. It's clearly an average. So hopefully we are going to start to make some better money. This is minus $65 a day at the moment because obviously the cost of these is being processed even though we're not selling it yet. But as soon as these pills start going out the door, we're going to start to make some money. So there's one sold for 145. Really? So the value has gone up. Okay, so our cure rating must have gone up. And you can see our loss is slowly turning into a profit. There we go. We're starting to make money. Let's go back to the company sheet. Yes, our cure rating is now B, which is great. Our drug value has been increased by 10%, so we're now making more profit for each tablet that we export. So, oh, my cat's come to say hello. Hello. So yeah, sorry, I was distracted there. $71 per pill that we export. So we're making a nice healthy little profit out of that. But it's going to take a little while until we get to $1 million. We've made 10,000, 11,000 already. But we want to speed that up. So the other ingredient was the multicolored furvilli ore. We could process that so that we activate this treats diabetes cure and still has the side effect. We can do that. That is possible. But I would much rather wait for this research to complete, which is at 96%. So we might as well wait for this research to complete for the ionizer, which can decrease by 3, and that will make it easier for us. Oh, hold on. Migraine away. Okay, they've made a migraine cure. This is our competition. If we go to the company screen, we can see that our competition, there we go, Easy's migraine with a cure rating of C and a value of 254. Ours only has a value of 145. Migraine is kind of an upgrade from the chemical that we're using, which means that we've possibly missed a trick somewhere. We could have upgraded it to a migraine relief. We'll have a look at upgrades in a moment. Ingredient discovered. Our explorers have found an antihistamine with about 1 million side effects. Some of those we can remove, but the removal process is tricky. Those we can't remove. Okay, we'll have to wait on the antihistamine. We shall see what we can do with that at the moment. Let's go back to ingredients. If you don't send your explorers out, they will make you ingredient upgrade points. And the idea of those, let's pause this while I'm explaining this. The idea of ingredient upgrade points, you can spend them on your ingredients to reduce the cost of the ingredient. So that's a handy way of increasing the profit that you're making from a particular product, especially if you're importing, you know, from multiple places. You know, a 10% discount is 10% on every import. So that's a pretty good saving. Likewise on the research tree, if your scientists aren't researching, obviously, oh, yeah, we completed the ionizer and we didn't reassign the scientist. So he's been working on research upgrade points, and they do a similar thing. They reduce the processing cost of the machines, or with the pill printer, they increase the bonus that turning a drug into a pill will give you. However, we're going to assign him to research the agglomerator for now because we're going to need the agglomerator. So, I meant to go to that one. Now, the question is, do we go with this one? Aha. 3 to 4. Remove with dissolver. Okay, right. We can remove this side effect. And I'm going to show you how we're going to do that. Let's import this drug over here. That one, isn't it? Yep. Okay. Now, why won't let me click it? There we go. So, this side effect here, it's currently active, and it's active right the way down to the concentration of 3. This is active from 1 to 5, so we could just bring it down to 2 or 1, and that would be, well, that would be great, wouldn't it? You know, we bring it down to 2 or 1, the side effect is not active and the cure is active. However, a better way of dealing with it is to remove the side effect altogether. And this is saying that to do that, if we get the concentration down to 3 or 4, and then put that through a dissolver, that will remove the side effect altogether. So the ionizer will decrease the concentration by 3. So that will, hang on, let's play it for a second. There we go. That takes it from 6, not long enough, there we go, down to 3. Which means that if we now send it through a dissolver, that will remove the side effect. So let's go there, and play. We'll see it come out of there, and then it will go into there, and we see that side effect disappears. So we now have treats diabetes with no possible side effects at any concentration level, which is pretty cool. There's a reason why that's pretty cool, because later we can upgrade this to a better cure, and to be able to do that without any side effects is going to be very handy. So for the moment, this is just treats diabetes. So we're going to put another couple of pill printers down and hook them up to an exit, and then we'll just come from here all the way over to these for the moment. And we will just export this as a diabetes cure, just because it's easy. It'll take a little while to get there, but it doesn't cost us anything for it to get there. We'll be making a loss while it's going, but meh, it's not the end of the world. But we will also be having a look at how we can perhaps upgrade this to cures hyperthyroidism. What does this upgrade to? Painkiller upgrades to eases migraine, which is quite easy to do. Okay, yeah, we'll come back to that. Oh, new product. Okay, so diabetes. Let's see, treats diabetes. Put ELL on the end of it. It sounds like a drug. Sugar-L. You know, diabetes, sugar. And there we go. We are exporting Sugar-L, and it has a profit of 99, because the processing cost is quite high because of the ionizer. Now we could get around that with by using 3 dissolvers instead. And actually we might do that because it would be cost effective. Making only $19 profit is not really a lot, especially if it turns out not to be a very good drug and the value drops because of its cure rating. So yes, I am going to spend the extra cash on these, and it's quite handy that we already have the... Oh, hold on. There we go. Oops, we already have the right layout at the other end. There we go. Right, messed that up a little bit, but never mind. The end result of this will be the same. Oh, I need to take that out of there. There we go. I did that wrong, actually. We're going to temporarily have a completely different drug on the market because I forgot to take that ionizer out. It's probably going to lose us money, actually, thinking about it, yeah. But we might as well sell it because we've already spent the money on it. There we go. So this is It's rubbish, so it's diabolical. We'll just sell those off, and then eventually the correct drug will actually reach us. Where are we now? Yeah, okay. So, treats diabetes. So that one takes the side effect off. Hold on. That one's taking the side effect off. So we don't actually need that one. So we can take that out. How did I misjudge that? Delete that so that doesn't export. But that one's probably going to be the same, isn't it? Otherwise we'd have to come up with another drug name for that. Right, here we go. That's better. $33 profit. And we'll call this Sugar Light. Okay, so we're now exporting that. We're making a bit more profit out of that, which is good. Ooh, our painkiller has made its way all the way up to an A rating, which gives it a drug value increase of 25%. So we're making $90 profit on each tablet that we export. Now, making an A-rated drug is a little bit risky in some fields. When you come over here to the cures tree, move that out of the way for the moment. With the painkiller cure, you can see that there are 4,977 people suffering. 60 people are taking paracetamol. No one has been permanently cured by our drug. Now, with a painkiller, that's kind of a given, really. You can't really cure pain. Let's pause it because we've got that, and we'll deal with that in a moment. You can't really cure pain. But with some of your other drugs, for example, maybe antihistamine or treats diabetes, you could actually cure the person permanently of the disease, which is fantastic from a medical perspective. It's not so great from a profit perspective, because once a person is cured, they don't need your drug anymore. So there is a little bit of a toss-up and an ethical decision to make in this game as to whether you actually want to permanently cure people. And obviously this is a conspiracy that people have about big pharmaceutical companies anyway, is they don't actually want to cure you, because if they cure you, they can't charge you to buy their medication anymore. So I'm not going to comment on whether I believe that's true or not. So the net demand, if we look at the painkiller, the net demand is 100%. Saturation is 12%. That's how many of those tablets are being sold, you know, how much of that cure is being sold compared to the number of people that need the cure. 12% is quite low, so we could export a lot more of that painkiller medication and still make that profit. Which, you know, we might actually do. We might export more of them. Treats diabetes has a lower net demand, and the saturation is at 13%. One from Sugar Ale, 12 from Sugar Ale Light. Obviously, the one from Sugar Ale will disappear because we're not dispatching that anymore. 20 people are taking the medication. No one has been permanently cured. Great. Okay. So this A-grade drug, as far as a painkiller is concerned, that's perfectly acceptable because we aren't going to permanently cure people. So A grade is fantastic. We make lots of money, everybody's happy, win-win situation. This one's C+, not likely to get permanent cures from that, but that, because it's gone to C+, it could go higher than that. It could go to a B, B+. Once you get to like B and B+, then you start having to consider whether or not you've made a permanent cure. Diabolical we can get rid of because we didn't actually even want that. Sugar Ale got a C+. Sugar Ale Light is has a higher concentration by 1. I'm interested to see if this goes up to C+. It's worth more to us. It makes more profit for us, but the value is possibly a bit lower. But then if we get this to C+, then the value will go up and we'll be making even more money. So I'm interested to see, because if it doesn't go to C+, it might be worth us actually dropping the concentration down and going back to sugar ale. We shall actually have to watch that and see. We completed some research, we completed the agglomerator. So that's that done. So now we need to look further afield as to what we're going to do next. I am going to go this way. I'm going to hire another scientist and I'm going to go to basic auxiliary. This doesn't actually unlock anything, but it unlocks access to these three here, which we will possibly need a little bit later on the level. We shall have to see. So let's continue playing, and all our machines are doing what they're doing. By the way, these machines that I've got here, they don't cost you anything for sitting there doing nothing. They only cost you if you actually use them. So rather than sell them and lose half their value, because you can only sell things for half the value of what you bought them for, rather than, you know, sell them and lose that half, I tend to just kind of stick them in a corner somewhere, because I'm probably going to use them later. Of course, that uses some of your space, but, you know, we're not too tight on space at this point. So, we have a diabetes treatment and we have a painkiller. We also have an antihistamine, possibly, but it has a lot of side effects. We could remove one of them, but we'd have to increase the concentration, then decrease the concentration again. It's quite tricky to get that right. So what I'm more likely to do is have a look at upgrading one of these next, I think. We've got the ionizer, so we could do that. Upgrade to cures hypothyroidism. Requires 10 to 12 concentration and then through an ionizer. It starts at 6, so we'd need to up it by 4. Okay, so let's do this the cheap way rather than the quick way. A new initiative introducing compulsory sex education for all teenagers is predicted to help lower the amount of STIs. The demand for genital warts treatments is predicted to fall. Okay, well, we're not producing anything for warts, thank you very much, so we're not too worried about that. Okay, for us to proceed, we're going to need more land, but this one's only got one import and export point. So we're going to come this way. There we go, 3,000 for that one. Each plot of land you buy increases the next one by $1,000, by the way. So we're going to come to here and we're going to import the fervilli ore, which treats diabetes. We're going to import that and we're going to use an evaporator. We're going to use multiple evaporators to increase the concentration of this drug by 4. It was, wasn't it, that we needed to do? So if that goes in like that, that goes all the way around there, and then it comes in like that. So this will increase it by 4, which takes it to 10. So we then need to run it through an ionizer, which we have unlocked. Yep. There we go. So running it through an ionizer, that will upgrade this from treats diabetes to cures hypothyroidism. So we've pushed it up to 10. It goes into here and we see it changes to cures hypothyroidism. Now this has a different active range and we still have the pins and needles effect in here. So, and am I reading that right? The 11 to 15 and 3 to 14. So if we take it up to 15, it won't have any side effects. That would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's quite a lot. We could do that with 3, no, that would be 9, which would push it too high. 7. If we take that down to 4, we can remove that. 7, 6, 5, 4. And then this is where the thinking part comes in. If we reduce it to 4, then run it through a dissolver, that reduces it to 3. So then we need to go 4, need to go from 3 to 11. That's going to be expensive. See, the method to actually get this thing to where we want it is going to be quite expensive, and we're going to struggle to get the pins and needles cure, the pins and needles side effect removed. We could have done it there. 2, 3 machines. But then we'd need to push it all the way back up again. Right, on this occasion, because it's not going to make us much money, we're going to have to just push it manually. We're going to have to push it up to 11, and we're going to have to keep the side effect and hope that it doesn't affect the value too much. Now the question is, how do we fit all those in? We need to increase. Oh, I'm not paused. Sorry. 1 there. We need to go up by 4, don't we? So that goes up by 1. 2. There's going to be a belt there. 3. 4. Am I running out of space for the pill printer? Yeah, there's not enough space for the pill printer if I do that. Any way I could have done this better? Not that I can see. No, I think we're going to have to buy more land. That's a pain. Didn't really want to have to do that, but never mind. Tell you what, let's do it back. Whoops, let's do it backwards. Let's go for the pill printers here. Put them in place. And then we work out where we want our evaporator. Yeah, so we can't do it there. Can't do it there. That'll have to go there. There we go, everything matched up, I think so. So, we hit play on this. Now this is going to be an expensive process. It doesn't have a value at the moment, so we're going in for hypothyroidism. That pushes it up 1. That pushes it up another 1. Then it comes out here. Still not a cure for hypothyroidism yet. Then it goes into here, and now... No, it's 1 more, of course. Come on. Come on then. Going into this one. And now it's a cure for hypothyroidism with a value of 288, which means we're going to make a profit, of $127. And we're going to need to give this a name. Hypothyroidism, my goodness. How do we name a tablet for hypothyroidism? Let's just go for Hypothel. Hypothel? No, Hypothel is what I wanted. I can't type today. There we go. Hypothel. Our hypothyroidism cure. There we go, and it's selling $308. $308, that's not bad. How's everything else doing? So there we go. Our painkillers are A. Treats diabetes, they're both at C+ now. So we're making a good profit. Oh, it's gone up to B. Okay, we literally just witnessed that happening. Might as well get rid of that one now because we're not selling that anymore. We've got an ABC. And we're now selling the cure for hypothyroidism. We are going to struggle to get anything higher than a C on this. It will probably go less than that because of the side effects. But we are making a profit from it. So, meh. There we go. So let's see how things are going on here. He's made us 4 ingredient upgrade points, but really he wants to be exploring. So let's send him out to there exploring for that, and we'll use some of these upgrade points. Now we're using quite a lot of this because we've got 2 streams for the painkillers, so we're going to upgrade that with 1 point. Is it just? It's the kind of blue one. That's the kind of blue one, the brown one, and the brown one. Okay, yeah. So, blue one, brown one, blue one. There we go. So I've upgraded that one twice and that one once. Should have probably actually done that the other way around, but never mind. And they're now exploring to see if they can find us another ingredient. The research completed on basic auxiliary. So now I'm going to go for an analyzer. It's quite an easy one. It's quite a quick one to research, and it helps us to establish the correct, or the best rather, concentration to sell our drugs at, to get the most out of the cure and to make the most money out of it as well. We've got 2 research points that we can use. I'm going to upgrade the evaporator because we're using a lot of those. And is it the dissolver that we're using a lot of in here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 dissolvers there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 evaporators. We've also got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 pill printers. So it might be worth us spending that upgrade point on the pill printer, because that adds $3 to every pill. So that's not bad. The evaporator, we've saved $1 every time an evaporator is used. So the evaporator is probably, I mean, it's going to have more of an effect on the value of this one, because it's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, $8 saved in the process of making one pill. So the profit that we make from that is going to be going up. Yeah, it is. Look at that. And the profit's gone up on the paracetamol as well, because that's a good. We've used the pill printer upgrade, and have we used the evaporator on there? No, we haven't. Oh well. But yeah, the pill printer upgrade has improved that as well, and the money that we spent on the ingredient as well. They've made a runny nose cure. Our competition have. Research complete on the analyzer. That, I told you it was a quick one. The next one we're going to look at is the multi-mixer, because that's probably going to come up as we look at future ingredients that are coming up. Can we do anything with this? 9, we'd have to put that to 14 to 19 and then bring it back down again. Or does it work the other way round? If we bring it down, make the antihistamine and upgrade it with a dissolver, that might work. What have they done now? They've made an ache buster. That's a purple drug, or is that just their company colour? Oh yeah, it's just their company colour. Ache buster, that's a painkiller. Okay, so they're competing against us with a painkiller now. They've made an antihistamine, and they are making a migraine medication. We're going to use the antihistamine drug, but I'm going to look at upgrading it to alleviates insomnia. We've got some space here now, haven't we? So we can probably do it in this area. Let's import the drug to there. It only costs $27, which is pretty good. Now, if we reduce this down to 6 and then put it through a dissolver, so if we ionize it, that will reduce it to 6. And then we can use the dissolver, and that upgrades it from an antihistamine to alleviates insomnia. Now the active range for alleviates insomnia is 12 to 16, which is a pain because that means it's going to have 2 side effects. Ouch. Not really what I wanted. Increases blood pressure and inflames skin, and they're both in there. Yeah, we can't really do that. It's not going to be, is it? I don't know. Should we just do it and see what it does? No, it's going to cost a fortune to get there as well. So should we just sell it as an antihistamine, or shall we try it the other way around? Try and remove the side effect. So let's put these over here for the moment. Actually, we've got some machines over here, haven't we? Let's bring these over as well. Look, that's the ones we just used. I should have used those. That would have saved us some money, wouldn't it? We'll probably use them though. So right, rather than reducing it, we're going to increase it to try and remove this. We need it to go up to 14. So 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. It needs to go up by 5. So let's agglomerate it. That puts it up 3. Can we fit that? Yeah, let's be space conscious. So that goes up 3, and then we need to go up 2 more, which we'll do with an evaporator, or 2 evaporators rather. Yeah, like that. Okay. So that takes the concentration up to 14, and we then need to put it through an ionizer, which we just happen to have sitting here, and that will remove that side effect whilst also reducing the concentration down by 3 at the same time. And we have another ionizer sitting here, which will reduce that down again, making the antihistamine active again. Well, I didn't do the layout very well on that. Let's change that to there so that we can get past it if we need to down here. And then we need, hang on, let's put the belt in there. Make sure we get that back. There we go. So it's an antihistamine, so it needs to go down 1 more, like so. Keep that out of the way. And now it has no side effects. So if we bring this round to here, we can put 2 pill printers in. We've just found another ingredient. That's what that message is all about. Oh. There we go. Let's find out what that does for us. An antihistamine with no side effects. I don't think that really exists, does it? Ingredient discovered. An antidepressant. Interesting. And it has a catalyst. That's interesting. We don't need the catalyst for anything yet, but it has a catalyst which we can use later on. Antidepressant, we only need it to go up by 2 and then we can sell that. That's pretty good. We've finished the multi-mixer. Let's put some research on the shaker. We've got an upgrade point available there. Let's spend that on the, let's see, the ionizer, because we're using a few of those at the moment. We've got a new drug. This is our antihistamine. So let's think of a copyright-free, not related in any way to another drug. Piritel. There we go. Not copyrighted or anything. So there we go. We've got an antihistamine drug in production now. Out it goes. Is it making us a profit? No, it's not. Oh. That's not good. It's losing us $29 a time. Not a lot we can do about that. We could upgrade the ingredient. They're making us points that we can use. So let's reduce the cost of the ingredient a little bit. The research points, we haven't got any research points left, so we can't do anything with that. A new 2-year government campaign to get people eating more healthily has got off to a flying start. Cases of type 2 diabetes have fallen, while demand for appetite suppressants is also down. Okay, so our treats diabetes cure. If we go to the cures, treats diabetes is going to have a dip. There we go, a dip in popularity, a dip in demand, which is a shame. So it's gone to 88, although saturation's only 20%, so we should be okay. Right. Not sure how we're going to get around making a loss unless this gets a boost to its value. Hopefully it's a really good drug and it will be like A rated and it will be worth 25% more. And that might just about make us some money. We'll leave it for a little while. This has gone to C+ as well, which is good, despite the side effects. So it's now got a profit of 160, which is good. This is getting to be quite a long first play episode, but I'm hoping that you're kind of getting the idea of what's going on here. Our net revenue is up to 300,000. There we go, 300,000. So we're 1/3 of the way there, and we've got plenty of time left. We've picked up a new ingredient, which is an antidepressant if we can increase the concentration by 2. So that's really easy. So let's do that. Let's move that out of the way. Slot you somewhere where you're out of the way. There we go. We will import... Hang on, which way round do the machines go? Let's plan the machines beforehand. That way, yeah, that's fine. So we can do that. Then that. Yeah, then pill print. Okay, so we're going to import it here. Which one is it? This one. Import that. And that goes round like that. And then we'll have the 2 pill printers. One there, one there. There we go. And that will be an antidepressant drug. So that's very easy. And that's worth 114. It's only cost us 28 to produce, plus the cost of materials, which was, what was the drug cost? 36. Okay, so we're going to make a profit of 60 on that. That's not bad. Assuming it sells for 137. Alright, this is an antidepressant. Let's call this the Smile. And there we go. First one for some reason never sells for the full amount, and then there we go. It sold for 137, which is plus 63 profit. Interesting. That has gone to C+, so that's making a bit more profit now. A bit less loss now. I wonder if there's anything we can do to that to make it, to give it a higher value. We could analyze it. We've unlocked the analyzer. Let's do that so that you guys can see it. This is the antihistamine, isn't it? So if we redivert this into an auxiliary machine, which is the analyzer. Whoops, I clicked out the window. There we go. Yeah, if we will lose the money on these pills while we analyze it, but we can analyze the drug to, oops, we can analyze the drug to find out its optimum concentration. We completed the shaker. Let's go over here. We'll send you there. There we go. Thank you very much. You guys still looking? Oh, no, you're not looking. Okay. Go on, we'll hire another one, send you out looking, and we've got 3 points to spend. Which means we can upgrade this for another 10% discount. Good. We'll upgrade this while we're at it, and that spends those points, which is great. No points to spend there. Back to production. No, let's check the company, see what that does to the value. That's gone to C+ as well. So we're making good drugs. Good drugs. Of course, the antihistamine value is not going to change for the moment. We're not going to make a profit because we are analysing it. And we are waiting for a little notification to say that it's analysed it and found the optimum concentration for these various different... It will find one for the cure, one for each of the side effects. Hopefully it will find the cure first, and then we won't have to worry about the side effects. But it's costing us quite a lot, because obviously these are costing us... where are we? 147, 170, like $170 to produce. And we're just chucking them into this machine and it's destroying them. Pause. There we go. What did we get? Oh, inflamed skin. So we now know the optimum concentration for inflamed skin, and it highlights it on there. So we want to avoid that at all costs. We'll have to let it carry on. Let's speed the time up a bit until it finds... Oh, hold on, pause. Which one did it find this time? No, the other side effects. That increases blood pressure. So that's marked on there now, so we want to avoid both of those. And come on. Give me what I want. Come on. Come on. It's costing us a fortune. Just want to find out the... There we go. There we go. That will be the one. Okay, so at this point, antihistamine is at its optimum concentration. So we need to drop the concentration by 1 more. If we drop the concentration by 1 more, it will be at its peak, at its optimum concentration. So the question is, can we actually fit in another machine to reduce the concentration by 1 more? And I think we can. We've got one of those machines over here as well. That's convenient. Yeah, there we go. So if I remove that and that one, and I just deleted that machine, that was clever. There we go. So we did waste some money there, but never mind. Okay, so now we can remove this and just send this straight out the door now. Analyzer's not going to cost us anything for just sitting there. So now, this is going to be, by the time it gets to here, it's going to be a stronger version of this drug. Which will hopefully mean it will be more valuable. Let's speed things up. So the concentration there is okay, but now it comes down to the optimum concentration point. And that will get turned into a pill. What did we call it before? We called it the Piritel, didn't we? Did we? Yeah, so this is going to be... Come on. There we go. We're going to call this Piritel Max, because it's maximum strength. Off you go, go on. Okay, we still sell it for the same amount. Okay. And it has cost us slightly more to produce. But hopefully, if we've done it right, we should find that we get a big boost in the value. Hopefully. We'll keep an eye on that. No upgrade points there, that's a shame. No upgrade points there, okay. So nothing we can really do at this stage other than sit and watch. So let's speed up time. And nothing's going to go wrong here. So let's have a look at the company and see. We'll keep an eye on this antihistamine, the Piritel Max, to see if it actually... There we go, it's gone to C+. The antidepressant's gone to B+. Cure hypothyroidism has stayed at C, but that's okay. We're not actually losing any money from this one because we're not selling any of these. Oh, research complete. Alternative delivery. So now we can research the creamer. The creamer is like the pill printer. It's a replacement for the pill printer. It doesn't add the extra $20 or $23 to the value of the pill, but it does half the effect of any side effects. So you can sell a drug with side effects as a cream and it will hold its value a bit better, which is good. We're coming up to 500,000, halfway to completing this level. This antihistamine has gone up to grade B. Oh, it's dropped to C+, gone back up to B. We might actually get it up to A. If we get it up to A, that will be ideal. There's no reason why we shouldn't get it up to A, actually, because it is actually at its peak. It is at the perfect point for concentration. Our antidepressant has gone up to A. Look at that, our antidepressant is an A-grade drug. Now that could give us some interesting situations because, yeah, we are actually curing people permanently of depression, which is fantastic. Except that means they're not going to be buying our drug anymore. It's only one at this point, so that's not bad. Out of 763 people, one of them we've cured permanently. We've cured diabetes there as well with Sugar L Light. We haven't cured allergies. I think that's pretty tricky to do. So there we go. I mean, what more can I show? I mean, there's a lot. There is not a lot more to this game. There is more to this game as far as upgrading, mixing chemicals, you know, mixing things to make stronger drugs and things like that. But I mean, this has been the longest first play episode I've ever done. This is a very, very complicated game, but it is a lot of fun. And it's very, very addictive. I really, really do recommend it if you can pick it up. So if you want to see more of this game, then please do let me know. I will probably, if I do more videos of this, break it down into shorter episodes, maybe half a mission an episode rather than the full mission each episode. In fact, by the time this gets to YouTube, it might have been split into 2 episodes. However, until that time, make sure that you do like, comment and subscribe. Let me know if you would like to see more of this game, and I will certainly try and make some more videos. Thank you for watching, guys. I've been Ellbristow, you've been watching Ellitopia Gaming, and this has been Big Pharma. I will see you next time. See you later.